comments are in, and they look pretty good. Bam! Thank you so much for watching. Our sponsors. The Finkley Experience, an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education, and which prepares high school students for college. For more information, visit their website at thefinkleyexperience.com. Father to Father Incorporated, a non-profit organization that strengthens families through father engagement with a goal to help men in our communities to be great dads. For more information, visit their website, fathertofatherinc.org. ABLAZE Entertainment. The goal of ABLAZE is to take emerging artists and develop them to the next level of their career. For more information, visit their website at ablazeentertainment.net. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Angel Taylor, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
Say to me, how listen close when you speak to me. I need your love all over me.
Next Finkley. Stop your brakes. Fink fam, have you seen the latest episode of Tyler Perry's The Oval? No worries, I feel you in. From Tyler Perry's The Oval, Nelson Estevez is with us as he talks about his character Alonzo and so much more. Don't miss it. Next Michael Finkley. Hello everybody, welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. Thanks for joining us today. So y'all know all season long I have been promoting the idea of follow your dreams, follow your dreams, follow your dreams. And I still stand by that. My theme song says as well, this is my biggest dream come true. And I still have yet, to see what's next. And I'm excited for the latter because I know that my latter is going to be greater because it was promised to me. So if you have a desire, if you have a goal, if you have a dream, go do it now. Do it now because someone's waiting on you. I'm probably waiting on you. Go do it, handle it, because again, life is too short. And each time I go on my social media feed, I see someone that's saying, rest in peace, or get well, or, something to that effect. So y'all go after your dreams now. Pursue them now. There's nothing like the present. And I'm excited to have guests that are following their dreams as well. And our guest today, again, he is living in his dream. Isn't that amazing? Living in his dream, and he is continuously dreaming on the next biggest thing. I'm talking about Nelson Estevez, and he is currently on Tyler Perry's The Oval on BET. And he's done so many different things, and he still is dreaming on the next. So you get to hear his story and more. Fink fam, don't go away. Back in a moment. Coming up, Nelson's with us. Back in a moment.
I'm Patricia Whitfield.
I'm Lisa Cook.
And I'm Tanisha Craig Stewart. And this is the Life Daytime. And you are watching the Michael Finkley Show.
On the next Michael Finkley. Fink fam, are you ready for the holidays? Christmas movies coming your way. Chat with the cast of the Christmas movie, Another Christmas. This movie will definitely put you in the holiday spirit. Don't miss it. Next Finkley. Hello everybody, it's Finkley from the Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist with their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Michael Finkley Show. Now, my next guest, he is an actor. He's a producer. He's also a director. And you currently see him on Tyler Perry's The Oval as Alonzo. He is Nelson Estevez. How are you?
I'm doing great, Michael. How are you doing?
I am, like I said, super, uber fantastic.
Fantastic, yes. And I'm glad to be here, man. Very excited for this one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I must say thank you so much for your support via social media, just supporting us out there.
Of course.
We do here. We really appreciate you. We lurk you. We see you.
Yeah, and likewise, man. That's what we need to do. We need to support each other and just have each other's back. And I want to also say thank you to Paula too for connecting us as well.
Paula's so awesome.
Yeah. She's awesome. Yeah.
Yes, we love Paula. Definitely. So I must say, in all that you do, you come from humble beginnings, right? You're from New York, and you started as a stage crew member first.
Oh, geez,
then going into acting, correct?
Wow. If you want to take it that far back, yeah, like my first. That was like high school. I was still deep in like athletics and sports, and I always wanted to dabble with acting. My sister was heavily into acting, and even back home, we would just always, just play around and like just record. Back then, we had a VHS, so we would record our favorite music videos, our favorite scenes, and put in a little black VHS. Right? Yeah, and I'm telling my age, it's all good, but yeah, I remember I wanted to audition for one of the plays that they had. I believe it might have been like West Side Story, or no, I think it was Fiddler on the Roof. But I was just such a mindset where like I felt like I couldn't because I was an athlete, a jock. So I ended up doing stage crew, and I worked the spotlight. And I didn't know that I had to know everyone's lines, everyone's cues. So I ended up like memorizing almost the entire play. And during rehearsals, the director would have to yell at me to tell me to shut up, because sometimes I would reenact my favorite parts of the scenes and stuff. So, yeah.
Like, cut. Nelson, stop.
Right. That's a nice way of putting it. Shut the F up. Hey. Yeah. Like, I remember that. Yeah. Shout out to him. I don't want to say his name, but he was a great teacher. Yeah. But those are the good old days. But that's when I knew, man, even before that, but that's when I just being around that environment and seeing everyone grow, I was just like, oh, I would love to be a part of this.
Yeah. I got you. Wow. Yeah. So the bug hit you then.
Oh, it was there, but yeah, that really like struck. Yeah. But then, I had to live life through my journey and figure out that this was something I want to do later on. Yeah.
So let's talk about that journey, right? You went to college. You have your bachelor's in business. You played semi-football as well. You tried the 9-to-5 route as well. When did you realize during this time frame, hey, I need to pursue this full time?
It was wow. It was during, because I felt like I was pursuing, well, definitely after sports. I also got signed for like a small arena football league. It was a new up and coming league, like indoor football league. So but it was like sub-tier arena, and the money wasn't right. It was their first time starting up, and sometimes the payments would come in a little late. And I just had a moment in like my early 20s. I'm like, what am I doing right now? NFL, I had certain tryouts and combines, and things didn't work out as planned. Even Canadian Football League, I had a couple callbacks for that, but didn't work out as planned. So, I remember I was like on the sidelines because they didn't let me practice because I was one of the starters. So I was just like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Saw one of my teammates get injured, and if it's not, at that time, if it wasn't NFL, then, the coverage, you had to kind of like rely everything on your own. Yeah. So I just made a decision to transition to pursue my career in what I studied in business. And then that kind of like, I was doing like sales and marketing, excelling pretty well too. But I remember sometimes I would work for this sales company, and I would go to these clienteles. I worked with a lot of lawyers and paralegals, so I would go, do a pitch for them. And sometimes mid-conversation, mid-pitch, they would just say, what are you doing here? This is, you're bigger than this. So, this is not your path, So I would take it as insult at times too. I'm like, no, this is what I'm doing, so because I feel like with me, anything I put myself into, I try to give my all as well too. So I was definitely like focused on like, making the sales. But a few years in that industry, I had a moment where I think it was also like a rough day at work. And I just said, the heck with this. I'm moving out to California. I think I said it out loud too, and in disbelief. I didn't believe I said that to myself, and I said that out loud, but I put it out there in existence. So I felt that I needed to follow up on that. So yeah, my first move out to LA was with $3,000, suitcase, a duffel bag. Lied to my parents, told them I was pursuing a career in business in the fitness industry, just starting my own business. But I was actually doing background work in LA for a couple of years, and then I took my behind back to New York after 2 years. Yeah.
No, I get it.
Man.
Going back
Yeah.
to what you said, that when people
Yeah.
tell you that you don't belong here, right?
Yeah.
People tell me that as well. And
Mm,
I've been in education for the past 11 years, and they were
mm,
just, you don't belong here. You're bigger than this place. You're so much. And
yeah.
it's amazing that people can see your potential better than you can at times.
Yeah.
There's something there. There's something there.
Yeah.
I just recently left my job to pursue this full time. And
Congratulations.
it's
Yeah.
been,
Yes.
thank you. It has been a
Yeah.
blessing. I know how it feels. I'm going through it.
Yes.
I know.
Of
I
course.
know that
Yeah.
feeling. Yeah,
Yeah, and also not to knock anyone in that field or in
of course.
education or in sales and
Of
business
course.
if that's your passion. But for us, we were just destined for something else.
Yeah,
And I'm glad
yeah.
that we're all aligned in alignment to what we want to do. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
for
I'm
sure.
talking with Nelson over here, y'all. Listen.
Hey,
Yes. Yes,
hey,
yes,
I'm
yes.
with Michael right now. Yeah.
Oh my word. So when you stepped out on faith, you went there to pursue what you wanted to pursue. What was that journey like? Because so many people see the glitz and glamour of it now. What was it like? Bed hopping or, having your last dollar? What was that journey like for you?
Man, it was I had to learn so much in so many levels. I realized the more I knew myself and knew who I was and was more grounded with my true self, the more my career in that field would excel.
Yeah.
But that was just like years in like of just like you said, the struggle, the grind. Like when I first moved out here, I stayed with one of my teammates in college, and he was not even in He was outside of like LA County. He was like in Orange County. So, and I didn't have a car. Like I said, 3 grand, suitcase, duffel bag. And I found a job working at a gym and a hookah lounge in like Westwood, which was actually like a 2.5 hour bus ride. So I had to take 3 different buses to get to there, while juggling those 2 jobs and then also doing because I started off doing background work
Mhm.
because that's where I found I feel like that's where I found a lot about like just how the industry works behind the scenes, the casting crew, certain actors. I would just really study and focus certain actors and see how they move. Also, I didn't even know what a marker was at that point. Um, learn about the union, the business side, but then also like I also learned that sometimes certain people don't know what they're talking about, and it's a very opinionated industry. So I learned the hard way. Even man, at that point, even learning how to file like a W-2 or a W-9, I was just still trying to figure certain things out. And, when they told me, just file exempt, and I remember that I filed exempt and I thought I was good. And then come tax season, I was like, oh,
I know
you
done
know,
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, so it was just a learning lesson. But at that point, I didn't know my true self. I didn't know myself, and so then I took things very personal with rejection, and you already know rejection is like it's like your best friend in this
It
industry.
comes with you.
Yeah, so I took things very personal. And then I think also coming from athletics and also sales and also striving and doing always being pretty decent at things or pretty good at things, that was the first time I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean no? So, I just had to understand that it wasn't my time yet.
Yeah.
But easier said than done. I went back home, in 2 years, just rock bottom emotionally, with a lot of debt, uh going to seek a therapist, quitting acting, quitting that route. Like I just had to figure myself out and I think also too here I was losing myself because I wasn't as focused as I thought I was, you know, and just being far away from home, which was a great thing now because it definitely helped me to figure things out and find my true self because I feel like I needed to leave that comfort zone because sometimes people ask me, well, why didn't you do it in New York? And at that time, Netflix still wasn't like around. Like they weren't filming a lot in New York.
Mhm.
But also, I also needed to leave my comfort zone. Like all my walks of life, with high school, middle school, college, is all in New York. So I know it's a little dramatic leaving on the other side of the country, but it is what it is. And you know, I learned so much. And yeah, just going back to New York, I just oh yeah, here in LA, I was very just hanging out with certain peers and you know the dating scene and I was single, I was young, so I wasn't as focused as I needed to be, and I thought just showing up at times was it, you know, but I had to put in the work and you know the time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We
yeah,
live, we learn. We live,
exactly,
learn, and we do better. We
yeah,
don't know, and then when we do know, we can grow.
yes, yeah. And then sometimes knowing that we don't know anything, you
Right,
know what
right,
I'm
right.
saying?
That part, hashtag that part, hashtag big
Right, right.
facts. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
made you not give up?
I man, at that point when I moved back to New York, you know, like I said, I was just rock bottom. My car got repossessed that I got in LA. I filed for bankruptcy. I remember just quitting acting because I felt like that was the reason why I was in this situation. I didn't blame myself. I blamed acting. So that's where I was mentally. I remember just walking down the street. I was in Brooklyn randomly because I lived in Uptown Manhattan.
Mhm.
So, you know, for New Yorkers going to Brooklyn, if you like anything that's over 15 minutes to 20 minutes is too far. But I was in Brooklyn out of any of the places. And I remember I was walking down the street and the casting director just approached me and I saw the look in her face, in her eyes, and I'm like, okay, here we go. You know, do you act? I was like, yeah, somewhat, you know. Oh, I'm casting for a commercial. I think you'll be great for it. You have the look that we're looking for. And I remember seeing the sheet, the one sheet, and the person had the curly hair, the little, you know, the beard, like they were looking for that specific type for the commercial. So I didn't want to go. I told her no. She told me that she forced me to go that day. So I went, had the audition, and I actually found out I booked it, and I turned it down. I turned it down. I was done. I was done. And other times too, I'm like, do you act? Are you an actor? Do you do it? Like it just kept reeling me in.
Mhm.
And and I just realized like that's just a part of my you know, I guess that's, you know, that was just part of my calling. Like you know, people were seeing something in me, and so eventually I just said, you know what, let me start with classes. Let me figure out this is something I want to do. So I started an intensive Terry Schreiber Studios in New York City, downtown. They're more theatrical based. So I was like, I just randomly, I think I was just walking down the street and I looked it up and I saw it was there. So I was like, let me just give this a try. And ever since I gave it another retry, I just never looked back after that. Yeah. Yeah.
Finally, after
Right.
everyone's telling you, come, 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 you're like, I
Right.
guess I will
Yeah,
come now. I guess.
man,
That,
absolutely. Let me tell you, and sorry, Michael, really quick too. And I
mhm.
realized that because throughout this journey too, even before that, you know, there's times when you question and you're like, man, like what's happening? And there's always a sign, like the universe will
Mhm.
throw you, or you know, God or the universe will throw you a certain sign where you're just like, it tells you that you're on the right path, you know.
Yeah.
And every time I question it, it like something like that casting director moment, something like that happens, and
Mhm.
I just know I'm like, okay, stop asking, you know.
Because it's
Yeah,
in front of you. It's in front of
yeah,
you. I'm saying, just
absolutely,
do it. I'm so glad you answered the call. At what point
of course.
after that did you realize I got this awesome role? I can do this for real, on the for real. What was that big role, your big chance like? What did that look like for
Ooh,
you?
man. Oh, let me see. That's a great question. Ooh, uh, I think it was in New York with that conservatory. even before the gigs and the roles, because the instructor, he was he was older, but he was working, he was booking, so he was, not only was he also teaching, but he was working, and he was so hard and tough on me, but I needed it. And sometimes I would, you have your days where like it could be challenging, but we, at the end of every conservatory, we would have a play piece that we would kind of, man, I don't remember the name of it. Oh my God, my memory. But there was a piece that we worked on, that we had to work on throughout the conservatory. So I just remember at the end of it, he would assess everyone and just speak to everyone privately in regards to what's happening, or like your performance and your talent. So I just remember with him, he was just like, I usually don't, he told me he usually doesn't say this, but he just said that you have something there, you're very raw and vulnerable. Yeah. And he said it's fascinating because, you have this, you look like a man's man, but there's a soft side to you. There's a vulnerable side to you that a lot of these, alpha or manly men don't, kind of don't have, at that time with casting. So, he was the one who told me, he's like, you have it. You're very raw, but that's something you can really work on. And and he knew I knew I had to go back to LA. I knew I was going to go back. I just didn't know when. At that point, once I made that decision and decided that this is it. So he supported that too. He was like, I think that's a great move for you. It's going to be tough, but you have what it takes. So that was great hearing that from my guy Bob. So yeah. Yeah, so that's I think that's when I realized, like, okay, there's something there. I just gotta keep pursuing it, and it comes with the ebbs and flows. And now I'm grateful with the Oval because they can see, especially with season 4, they see a little bit more of range with the character with Alonzo. So now, I'm sorry.
I'm like, don't we see it?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So man, I remember reading that script. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be a fun one. They're all fun, but this one here, just to show the different ranges. Yeah.
Know that your relationship with Tyler Perry is very near and dear to you.
Yes.
This is not your first project with him.
Correct.
And I know that you respect him in what he says as well, because one time he called you out. Right? Called you out.
One time, a few times.
He called you out. What was that like? What was that learning moment like for you?
Hey there, Fink fam. I'm Skip Robinson, fitness model, pro bodybuilder, black belt martial artist, AARP member, guitar hack, and frustrated cowboy. I'll expound on that and a lot more on The Michael Finkley Show, and I'll see you then.
Welcome to Father to Father.
The mission of Father to Father Charleston, South Carolina is to help fathers in the Low Country area of South Carolina to be a positive and consistent presence in their children's lives. Father to Father provides community-based programs and support groups for fathers free of charge. They also help fathers connect to other resources they need so they can meet their responsibilities and secure their parental rights. Father to Father offers job coaching and employment connections that benefit fathers. Father to Father is a resource for local organizations that want to provide family support and father-friendly services. If this program is a fit for you, visit our location in North Charleston, South Carolina, and meet our friendly staff here to help and assist. Or visit our website at fathertofatherinc.org. About Tyler Perry's The Old.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And you with this amazing character, Alonzo. Now, when you first saw it, you talked about this a little bit. When you first saw it, what were your thoughts about this character?
So with Alonzo, when I first got the offer for the role, I was definitely very grateful and excited. But for me, it was just reading the script, and prior to that, it was already just understanding the world. So I came in on season 2. So I had season 1 to kind of like do my research and study a little bit with the tone, because I like seeing the tone, the style, of what I'm working on, or whatever genre I'm working on. This one's a drama, and then Tyler has an acquired taste in a certain style. So it was so I tried to do the research. The great thing with Alonzo in the beginning, it was just Tyler does this great job of just having a great spine, but also giving you the opportunity to add color and a little bit of your flavor to the character. So I thought that was really cool. So for me, it was just understanding, just my intentions with every scene, but then also like the big picture with Alonzo. And at that point, it was just I just try to keep it very simple. He was just someone just trying to do his job. And he just doesn't understand the whirlwind of the dramatic Oval Office that's happening in this world. So then, it was just me understanding the world, and then just seeing who I would really confide in at that point. And sometimes purposely, there was sometimes I wouldn't read certain parts of the script, because sometimes I like, if I don't know this character, then maybe I'm just going to go with a blank canvas and see how it works out as well too, apart from like having my intentions. But sometimes I don't want to know too much, and just keep things very simple to see what happens when we perform as well too. So there were some characters where, I do that subconsciously, but then sometimes I do it on purpose too. Like there's certain characters where I confide in. So when we're not recording, maybe I'll ask to see if they want to go work out with me, or if they want to go grab something to eat, just to build a little bit more camaraderie.
Exactly.
So yeah, so that's the type of work I do, and that was the gift with Alonzo. It was more of a blank canvas, and honestly, I don't think Tyler had intentions of keeping Alonzo around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I definitely, because he's told me too, me bringing something to the character, bringing more life to him, where he wanted to keep him around. Yeah. And see what he can do and evolve as well too. Yeah.
Amazing. Love how you have evolved. Is Nelson like this character that you play on the Oval, or vice versa?
There's parts of Nelson there, yeah. Because prior to it's interesting, because prior to working on the Oval with Alonzo, I worked at a hotel. Mm-hmm. So there were a lot of moments with Alonzo where, there's a lot of moments at the hotel. Sometimes at work when you're providing customer service, you want to say certain things to certain people, but you have to keep a certain demeanor, a certain level of integrity. So I think with Alonzo, him not knowing how powerful certain people are, or him just trying to serve his purpose of doing his job, he might just bite the bullet on certain occasions just to please a little bit more. So I think there were certain aspects, because at that job, I definitely, I do, it's about customer service, and I can be a people pleaser at times, so there definitely are certain moments. I know. Yeah. So there are certain moments with Alonzo where, some of my friends are like, oh yeah, I can see that. That's you, yeah. So it's really interesting, Yeah.
I got you. We grow from that. We grow from that.
We do.
And that we grow from that, definitely.
Man.
Without telling us it all, because the Think family, if you have not watched the Oval, if you've been under a rock, please go watch it on BET immediately.
Yes.
Catch up.
Yes.
What can we expect as viewers with this character of Alonzo going forward?
Alonzo's season, without giving away too much.
Not too much.
Not too much. But Alonzo, this is like his woke moment. Like he's having, especially after a certain event, which happens earlier on in the season. Mm-hmm. He realizes that things aren't what they seem in the White House, and sometimes everyone's out for themselves. So he has a moment where he's just like, okay, where he's like, all right, I have to look out for myself, and I have to protect myself. So you see the moments of Alonzo realizing that, and then also at times, since he's such a pleaser, he's going through the stressful moments, and there's scenes where he's just he's in disbelief, because he has to relearn maybe just what he thought was happening is not, so he has to kind of like relearn himself and relearn what's really happening. So it's a great learning moment for him, and so you kind of see the ebbs and flows of what he's going through, his emotional journey.
Wow.
And usually Alonzo's just very, he's just very, yes, sir. What do I need? Yes, this. Okay. Yes, sir. Got it. I'm on it. But now this one, he's definitely going through a lot of emotions.
Gotcha. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, fam, if you not watched it yet, go and do it.
Please
Watch
watch it.
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please watch The Oval. Tyler Perry's The Oval. And I know that your relationship with Tyler Perry is very near and dear to you.
Yes.
This is not your first project with him.
Correct. Yeah.
And I know that you respect him in what he says as well, because one time he called you out, right? Called you out.
One time, a few
One
times.
time he
Yeah.
called you out. What was that like? What was that learning moment like for you?
Well, okay. Which moment you talking about? Because there's a few
Okay,
moments.
that time where you were kind of trying to cut corners with your notes. He kind of
Oh,
put you
okay. That
aside.
one.
It was
Oh
like,
my gosh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was for too close to home.
Mhm.
That was too close to home.
Yeah.
It was just my first time just being a part of that vehicle, that just how fast he films, he shoots, the multicams. Even prior to that, just me traveling out there and just receiving the scripts a little bit, just because they were in such a time crunch, it was just short notice. They were looking to cast. So I remember one time, man, the first few episodes, I was just trying to, do the notes, but things moved so fast that I did cut some corners, man, there was one scene I just flubbed. I bombed really bad, but I had to yell line like more than once, more than a few times, and that got me frustrated and it got me out of character. So, but cast and crew, they got to move along. And I remember I just kind of like walked off to holding with kind of like my head down. And right before I left the room, Tyler was like, wait a minute, come here. Sat me down. Yep. The first thing he asked was he asked me to see my script, my notes. Blank. I had like little notes here and there, and he's just doing this. He's like, okay, where's your intention? Where's this? Where's where what's your motivation here? Like he's just calling my stuff out, and I just remember I just stood there and I'm like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I just, it's a lot, and yeah, he just had to have a sit down with me, and that's just such a great director and person he is. He just, just had to remind me I'm here for a reason, and remind me of, the opportunity I have, and also the person that I am, and the reason why I'm here. It's not because he likes me. It's because of the talent, and then it's because of what I bring to the table. So just a constant reminder, he just gave me a nice reminder, and just uplifted me after, he just kind of like gave me a real check. He just uplifted me. I'm like, you got this, man. Just go do what you need to do as an actor, and I'll, just trust me. I got you. Yeah. So that was one of few moments. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What a few moments.
Yeah, it's great, man. And then yeah, he loves to throw lines at me too at times when we're on set. It just and that's when you can tell, that's when you tell, like, that's when he trusts you, and he likes what's happening, because he's like, oh well, let's throw this at him, let's throw that, let's see what happens. Yeah, so yeah, it's
Wow.
always a pleasure working with him.
Amazing. And like you said, we need those reminders sometimes
Yeah,
of our gifts, of our talents, of who we are as an individual, to kind of get us back
yeah,
in line and focused on the
yeah,
overall project. You've
yeah.
learned so much, I know, within this journey and your continuous journeys after. What are you still learning about Nelson?
Mm. Nelson has a lot more room to grow as a person, as an artist. I just like, kind of like what we talked about before. You know nothing. I don't like. I give yourself the credit, but just understand that you have so much to learn as well too, as a person, as an artist. And I at times, like, I'm a big kid I'm a big kid at heart. So sometimes people kind of like look down on that, or just try to suppress that the older you get. So just understanding this is what helps my artistic my gifts. So I sometimes just understanding with myself to keep that inner kid alive and vibrant, and just keep him busy. So that's something that I learned about myself, and and just trusting myself a lot more. And sometimes we can be our worst enemy. So, and with procrastination, yeah.
Yeah.
So just understand sometimes just doing it. And yeah, it's interesting because sometimes people are trying to help you, but they just don't know where or what, sometimes you gotta just go ahead and take the plunge and just do it. And it gives them a little bit more of a realization of where they can help you if they're trying to help you as well. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And all that you've done thus far, are you proud of yourself?
I am. There's certain times just that's kind of, it's been fading a little bit more, but there's certain times where I'm like, how am I here? Why am I here? This kid from from Washington Heights, this kid from born and raised and also in the Bronx, this Dominican kid, like he's on TV now, he's working, he's just a inspiration. He's a symbol of inspiration and hope to people in my neighborhood. And sometimes I just question, like, why me? And at times it's just like, why not? And sometimes with even with Tyler, just those conversations, like, why not? You're here for a reason, so let's make this happen. So that's why I'm saying that, like, going at times, I don't question it as much. I just accept it, embrace it, and understand that this is a part of the journey. I have a responsibility, and I'm just enjoying the journey as well too. So yeah.
And there's still so much more of that journey for you
So
to
much.
happen for you, Nelson.
Yeah.
It really is. What's next?
Ooh, I've been getting in the nice world of voiceover and ADR. So there's going to be a few projects coming out. I had to sign some NDA, so I can't talk too much about it. But there's a few. I know, but you'll just check the IMDb credits, and I might even do some posts as well too. But there's one that I'm really excited about. I worked with a really well-known director, a great director, and yeah, I'm grateful for that opportunity, even as a voiceover artist. But I strongly feel that this could be the start of something cool. So I'm really looking forward to see how, when that film comes out, how it's received, and also to hear my voice. It'd be kind of trippy as well too, on just on another character, or whatever they decide to do with it. Because sometimes you don't know, you just kind of like do what you need to do and just leave it to the post-production team.
I got you.
So that's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool beans.
Yeah.
And I must say that, listening to you is very much so encouraging, because if you can follow your dream, I can follow my dream. People that are watching can follow their dreams as well. And this is what season 5 for here at the Michael Finkley Show is all about making your biggest dream come true. I even wrote a song, my theme song, yay, and I sing it this season. Oh, yeah. And what is your next biggest dream?
To have my own series, but not only that, but also write it. So I've been working towards that. I have one project that I strongly feel it's a great time to pitch it. So I've been sending it to some connections, some contacts that I've made, and also my reps. I had a couple of my reps read it, and I knew culturally there might have been a little bit of miscommunication with that, a misunderstanding, just because it's from my culture, but the structural and the story aspect of it, they really enjoyed it, and they want to know, like, what happens next. So that's all I needed to hear. So that would be a great goal of mine. Kind of like Atlanta, like with Donald Glover in Atlanta, how he has his own project created and he stars in it. That would be ideal. Yeah.
Cool beans. If you say it, it has to come to pass.
That's right.
So continue to save it, continue to put it out there, because I know when I see it, I'm like, oh, that Nelson, it came to pass as I watch it. I'm excited for it. I appreciate you so much for just chatting with us, and just you become that much more three-dimensional. We see these people that we watch on television, even on social media, but to sit down and have a conversation with them, you made our day. So thank you so much.
Y'all made my day, man. And let's thank you, and let's keep each other accountable too, because I know you said you have your dreams, I have mine, and we'll be touching base too. So yeah.
I can't wait. How can the big fan follow you on social media?
Instagram, Facebook. Let me start that again. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's at Nelson Estevez, NELSON ESTEVEZ. And also my website is nelsonestevez.com.
All right, all of his information is listed below. Please go check out Tyler Perry's The Oval, where he plays Alonzo on BET, and check your local listings for times. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Big fan of go away. Back in a moment.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is singer, songwriter, producer Maya, and you are now watching the Michael Finkley Show.
CTR Media Network was created for today's podcasters. We provide a safe haven for content creators that are everyday people doing extraordinary things. We have a system of positioning, monetization training, coaching, and support for our podcasters' success. CTR Media Network simply bridges that gap with a level playing field for your dreams to come true cost effectively. Our team provides a premium service and experience for our podcasters to grow. CTR Media Network provides access, support, resources, coaching, and community for our podcasters to win, if you put in the work. We believe that we are living in a unique time which requires you to share your message of hope with millions of people around the world. Remember that the world is never too saturated for you, your voice and message. A platform for positive, impactful media where the content creators are in the driver's seat. Visit our website today by going to www.ctrmedianetwork.com.
What's up, guys? So I was just watching Wakanda yesterday, and it just really brought something that I wanted to speak on with when her mom died, and before that, her brother died, who was the king. So now the king died and the queen died. So now the princess has to become the new queen of Wakanda, and she has to lead her people. And in time of her leading her people, she built something. You know what I'm saying? She built a new thing and became a new person to protect, you know, her nation and her country, and protect what they was fighting for. Because they had invaders trying to come in and take things from them and kill them and destroy their country. So with that metaphor, what I was coming to about that is there's so many times that in life things happen and we ready to give up instead of rebuilding ourselves and turning it new to protect ourselves and be able to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, she sat there, watched her mom die and drown, and the fact that she was able to, you know what I'm saying, get up, rebuild herself, rebuild something that's not only for her, but that's going to protect the nation and her nation of her people. And we have to have that same mindset. We have to be able, when life hit us, we can rebuild ourselves and we can move forward and become better than ever. The suit she made her more stronger, more faster in any circumstance. And in any circumstance, we have to be the same way. We have to be able to rebuild ourselves and be better than before and come stronger than before, because it's only going to make us tougher. It's only going to make us stronger. And when things happen to us, laying down and giving up is not the answer. Doing things out of anger is not the answer. You know what I'm saying? Doing crazy things is not the answer. Hurting ourselves is not the answer. The answer is bettering yourself and working on yourself and find those answers inside that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Figuring out where you can get better and heal from. And it's one more part at the end where when she had to burn something, and that was supposed to represent healing. And a lot of times we're not healing. We're not burning the things that we need. We're not burning the things that we need to let go. We're not burning the things that's been holding us back. And right now, I need you to burn those things that allowing you to keep yourself from going forward. I need you to burn them habits. I need you to burn that mindset. I need you to burn those people. I need you to burn your ways and your perspective that led you to nowhere. And it's time to gain new perspective. It's time to rebuild yourself now.
I'm Joey Marie Urbina, and I play Xiomara in Snowfall. And you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
On the next Michael Finkley. Bing Bam, are you ready for the holidays? Christmas movies coming your way.
Chat with the cast of the Christmas movie, Another Christmas. This movie will definitely put you in the holiday spirit. Don't miss it.
Thanks, Finkley. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. I hope that you learned something from this awesome interview. Thank you so much, Nelson, for being with us and continue to live in your dream. Tell Tyler I said hello. Thank you so much for just being who you are, the person that you are, because, again, you haven't seen nothing yet. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Michael Finkley Show. Ring that bell for notification. We'll send you an email saying, hey, new content's available. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And for more information about what we do, visit our website, michaelfinkleyshow.com. Again, we're on U42. We're also on RokuTV and Amazon, so go listen to us and watch us. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to always pursue your dreams. Have a good one.